Yeah, very impressive from South Africa from an attack point of view. But I think Andy Farrell is speaking afterwards about going through the proper channels. There was certainly a lot of stuff in the game that he'd be disappointed with. I thought Luke Pearce was. I know the South Africans won't agree. Again, the South African fans. I was having a look last night, and a lot of them think that Ireland were, offside and infringing at breakdowns and all that stuff. Both sides keep saying all that, but I think there was certainly a feel for me that Luke Pearce was hard on Ireland a few times. I noticed a couple of big points to James Lowe, one in touch, and the TMO in his defence there. I think the TMO is looking for another angle. Is that right hand from James Lowe still on the ball when the ball touches when his foot touches the ground? We didn't get the angle there. I think the Ron Kelleher one, he has no idea where the ball is as regards and we've seen that a lot. Ball shooting out of rucks. Letter of the law, you could probably say yes. The Irish player hooks the ball and he's on the ground, knee on the ground, whatever. But I don't think Ronan Kelleher can actually see because Willie Leroux has his left arm around his neck and there's a neck roll. So if they disallow the try, I think it should be a penalty to Ireland for the neck roll on Ronan Kelleher.
100%.
There was 100%. A blatant forward pass in the second half from Willie Leroux. It was about 2 or 3 yards forward, right where the linesman was. Referee was close to it, not called. So there was a couple of things there that he'll be frustrated about. And look, I'm sure Rassie will look at the game as well and say, well, there's a couple of things here that we're going to send in to the referees to get judgments on. I don't think we'll see any big videos this time. They'll be really pleased. But I think Andy Farrell, I just sensed that he was frustrated there. And I was really, the one thing, that stuff happens and fair enough. And you send in your clips and you get footage on it. There was a Jesse Creel clean out on Jack Crowley where he went about 2 yards beyond the ball in the second half, tackled him around the legs. And again, it's right in front of the referee. So there was a fair bit of tackling beyond the ball that wasn't picked up at all by Luke Pearce. So it was a bit of a carnage show at the breakdown at times. But funnily enough, Ireland did really well because they won 8 turnovers and they actually, they put a lot of pressure. And once or twice there, very surprisingly, and this is what South Africa look at, Bundyaki picks one up. I know he got penalised for one, but I think Caelan Doris got about 2 where there's maybe one South African player in with a supporting player. Brilliant counter ruck there in the first half from Jack Crowley when South Africa looked like they were going to get away and possibly score. But the biggest disappointment for me is the way Luke Pearce was speaking to Caelan Doris. He is the captain. He's asking questions. Obviously, we can't hear what Caelan Doris is saying. But he was very, very impatient with Caelan Doris, which I was disappointed with. Now, okay, Luke Pearce could come out and say that maybe he's asking questions every time. Maybe they're the same questions. Maybe he's repeating them too much, whatever the case may be. But I thought he should have been a bit calmer there. And, Caelan Doris is the captain at that stage. Whereas I saw Luke Pearce a lot in the game and he was, chatting to, obviously, very respectfully to Sia Khaleesi, which he's entitled to do, and Peter O'Mahony when he was on. But Peter Steph Toy took over to the captaincy then. And he was chatting a lot with Luke Pearce and there wasn't. So I'd love to know what happened there and what was going on. And he was just quite impatient with Doris, which is disappointing because he's entitled to ask questions. He is the captain.